And we're going live in 3, 2. Good morning! Hi guys. So yes, I know I've been gone for like 2 weeks, and yeah, no, that's it. I've just been gone for 2 weeks. There's been a lot of things going on. It's been obviously Monday, Tuesday, Thursday rehearsals, Wednesday, Fridays work, literally open to close, Saturday's competition, Sunday is rehearsal. My week, it's just been going crazy. No wonder I decided to take a year off, because the things I wanted to do, I get texts. Anyway, because the things I want to do this semester, this season, whatever you call this thing, there's a lot going on. I recently, a friend of mine I used to go to school with, a classmate I used to go to school with, recently asked me to be part of it, some of his film projects, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. Ciao. We didn't even start anything yet. We had one meeting, and I was like, I can't do this. No, it's crazy. But it's okay, because right now, if you think about it, I really want to teach and I really want to spin. So that's what I'm doing this break. And then obviously, I age out this year, so I wouldn't be able to spin anymore. But I can do something else. So that's the cool part. I have a customer coming. So yeah. But it's okay, because like I said, I get to do something that I really want to do, and then next year I'll find something else to do. Like I said, this is my last year spinning, so I can do a little bit more teaching at different schools, as well as a little bit more of what I want to do, like acting or traveling, that fun stuff. But this is, sorry, I'm cracking my neck. This is gonna be a color guard episode, so that's exciting. Let me get my laptop. Hold on, my laptop is coming. It's coming. Please hold. I lied. It's not coming. It's dead. Crazy. So yeah, like I said, this is gonna be a color guard episode. Real quickly, let me give you a background on myself and color guard. The short layman term definition, I like to explain it. Color guard is the people that spin the flags at football games. That's how you really know them. They are the group of people that spins the flags, tosses the flags, all that fun stuff, as well as other form of auxiliary props like rifles and sabers. Of course, it originated in the military and then broke off to something different, being with the marching band. And fun fact, it broke off into its own circuit called winter guard. Me personally, I have been spinning since my freshman year in high school. I started winter guard. I started in the winter guard circuit in 2016. My junior year, I did both marching and winter guard. I skipped a year. My sophomore year, I did both marching and winter guard. My junior year, I did marching, didn't do winter guard, and then my senior year, I did both marching and winter guard. The reason why I didn't do marching my freshman year is because I didn't even know the thing. I didn't know it existed, bro. But I was like, what the hell is this? What the hell is this? Only reason why I joined is because my ex was like, oh my gosh, you should do this with me. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it with you. And started it, and boom, I liked it. So I stayed. I stayed through my sophomore year, and then my junior year. The reason why I didn't do indoor is because I was in the spring musical, and I had a pretty decent role. It wasn't a lead, but it was a decent role. He had a few appearances, a couple lines, and so I really wanted to be part of that. So which is why I didn't do Winter Guard. sadly, my junior year. But it's okay because I didn't even like that show anyway. That's another story. And I have another customer. Now, let y'all know right now, since I'm at work, the famous smoke shop, if you guys follow any of my social media, other social medias, this is the famous smoke shop that I'm in. Maybe I won't give you guys a tour because I don't need you guys to see what we have in here. I need you guys breaking in my store. Anyway. So, so my junior year, I really wanted to be in the musical. So that's what I did. And I didn't do winter guard, but it's okay. Like I said, I didn't even like the show. And then my senior year, I did both outdoor and indoor. Boom. Once I graduated, I returned to my school as a color guard tech. A color guard technician is someone that comes in and basically works under the director as basically an extra pair of hands, a pair of eyes. Some techs only specialize in one core of color guard, like there's rifle techs, saber techs, dance techs, flag techs, or a tech can basically assist the director in the production of a show. In my case, I was under the direction of Michael McKee, both as a student and of course as a tech. And I was just under his wing, and basically when he needed something, let's write this phrase together. Let's do this together. Can you give me a 4-count phrase? Yes, I got you. That's basically what I was doing. As well as just giving insight from my knowledge of color guard, putting them onto the kids. As well as my friend Kermani, we work side by side. Same year. It's 2019, yeah. Same year, myself and Kirmani, we joined Horizon Independent or Horizon Winter Guard, which is a team. It's a Winter Guard team. It's an independent Winter Guard team, meaning that it is not attached to any school. It's not attached to any school. It's its own. It's its own standing entity. Is not attached to any school, so everything about it is separate. It was under the direction of Hector Fremont, which is a very close friend to Michael McKee. So can you imagine that? Graduating from under Michael McKee and then going under Hector Fremont, because they're like this. They're like this. They're like this. Hector used to come in and he used to put his little insight on the design and how, just again, an extra pair of hands on how Mike kind of runs his shows. And he was like, okay, cool, these kids should do this. That's what Hector was. And they kind of help each other back and forth, because having somebody outside is a lot. Having somebody from the outside come in and help your team is kind of put a little change on things, because they pick out things that you normally don't see. So that's cool. Sadly, during this year, because Winter Guard season obviously takes place in the winter, which if you're looking at the school calendar, it is right after winter break, which is the second semester. This year, during this season, is when COVID decided to happen. So, my first independent team had to fold in the middle of the season, and my students had to fold in the middle of the season, which was kind of sad, because during that season, at the school, my students, they went up from B class to AAA. And I'll get into that shortly. So they went from B class to AAA. And it was so exciting, but it was so sad that they couldn't finish the season. So COVID happened and decided to obviously take a break because nothing was popping, nothing was going on. But when things started to pick up, I started looking for more positions, more guard tech positions. And obviously I talked to Hector. Hector was like, yeah, there's a new guard director at Edgewater High School, or at Edgewater. Let me talk to her and I'll get you on. And I was like, that's great. because Hector used to work at Edgewater, and some health issues happened, and he had to resign from his job and fly back home up north. And so the guard tech under his wing became the guard director. And so that's where I'm at now, working under her. As well as I also tech at East River High School. How that came along is I was still in the process of me looking for positions. I not only messaged, I was obviously opening myself up to the amount of resources I had. So if there was a guard director looking for if there was a band director looking for a person, I was like, email. I emailed everybody. Hector got to me first because he was a more direct contact between me and him. It was a more direct contact between me and him. And I emailed Lake Minneola's band director. Unfortunately, they already had someone, but just so happened that East River's band director was looking for a guard technician because his guard director was out being an adult. So it just so happened that emailing the one director took me to another director, and it gave me a whole nother family, which I truly enjoy that. So I worked with East River for 2 weeks, which is 2 weeks in July, which is their band camp week. Band camp is literally just 2 weeks of marching band students and color guard students just hamming it out, getting their football show ready. Getting their football show ready. Basically the show that they perform at halftimes. That's what that is. And so I was there for 2 weeks, and once after the 2 weeks was up, I took a trip to Egypt and came back. And luckily when I came, luckily when I came back, their guard director has come back from marching DCI, and so he was able to take over. But of course, he allowed me to stay and obviously work with the kids, and that's what I did for all the fall season. Fall season, aka football season, aka outdoor season, aka marching season. Those are all the same thing. Football season, marching season. They coincide together. So that's East River, that's Edgewater. Like I said, I currently work at both of them, and I'm truly grateful for them and the kids that I work with, because I love my kids to death. I love them to death. They may get on my nerves, but I love them to death. Don't tell them I said that, though. They don't need to know that. Yeah. I would say starting with marching season, or that's my background to me in color guard. Starting with marching season, working at East River, it was actually a really great show. My East River kids, my Edgewater kids, and how I was at Wekiva, plus my Wekiva kids, they have 3 different backgrounds. My Wekiva kids, they were all new, and they were all just picking up on the art, which is fine. It's cool. That's cool. So teaching them was had to take them as more beginners. Excuse me. But then coming to East River, these kids were teaching me. They were doing stuff I didn't even know, and I was like, oh my God, what? Teach me, please. I know I'm your teacher, but I need you to teach me. Because I will say, and it's probably because part of just where they're at. They're on the east side of Orlando. East side of Orlando has some really amazing guards, like Timber Creek and UCF, Oviedo. So all the schools over there on the university, all the schools over there on the east side are some badass guards. They do their shit, bro. And they do their shit, bro. And so, of course, their guard director also not only teaches, and he spun for UCF, but teaches at the guard at UCF, as well as 5 other high schools. On top of that, he marched DCI. So and he's been spinning since middle school, so he knows his shit. So I expect if he knows his shit, then a student should know their shit, and they should be doing shit that they should be doing stuff like that. So it's kind of cool just going to him and just be like, oh my god, like, this is what I'm dealing with? But the as far as the marching show go, the kids marching show, they had a nice marching show. It was supposed to be a heist show. It involved a briefcase and a bunch of robberies and stuff like that, which is something that I will insert in this video here. It's a nice little 5 minutes marching show. You should see what the guard has, because I like it, and I hope you like it.
Right, and Bianca Mendez, is your band ready?
Okay, girls, we've been planning this heist since last summer. The plan is simple. Steal the Falcon from the majors and get it back to headquarters on the other side of the railroad tracks without getting caught. Got it? But what is his name? He's a bumbling oaf. He's easily distracted by anything colorful or loud. I'm not worried about him. What about all the people in the city? Not a problem. I'll just blend in with them. When this is done, we are going to have some steam bread. Look, there it is. Let's go.
You may begin your performance.
Yeah. Now my Edgewater Kids is something different because Edgewater was not the kind of band that we're going for was to be a more competitive band. Competitive band as in competitive in the like the Florida Marching Association, stuff like that. They were getting away from the HBCU stuff. Yeah, they were just getting away from the HBCU stuff, and they were going to more competitive stuff. There was a lot of things that contributed to that switch that I won't go into right now. But yeah, that's what happened. So it was really, with the Edgewater Kids, it was a little harder because not only were we taking kids and turning them from a show band to a competitive band, we was just also dealing with brand new kids. We had, there was some little pushback, but it was okay. I know coming from marching season, where literally our band camp, we had 2 kids at band camp, and it's like we took 10 steps forward and then got a new student. So we had to go 13 steps back. And then as we take 10 steps forward, we got a new student. 13 steps back. 10 steps forward, new student. You get what I'm saying? So it was kind of hard because every time we got a new student, we had to go back and we had to catch them up on where everybody else was, and it really hurt because our final exam performance thing is in November. We're in September, and we barely got anything done. And that was really one reason why. But at the end of the day, we was able to push through it. Everything and everyone came together, and we ended up with a successful marching season. And I'm very proud of my kids at MPA. Very proud of my kids. We came to November, which is the first weekend of November, is MPA weekend. MPA is Music Performance Assessment. MPA. And like I said, it's our final. So everything that the kids have been working on from July to November is literally is put together in a 5-minute show, and it's performed in front of judges, and that's how it goes. My East River kids got straight superior. My East River band got straight superiors all through and through and through. My guard got straight superiors. I'm very proud of them. My Edgewater kids, they got an excellent, which is not bad. An excellent is right under superior. So they did phenomenal. They did better than what we thought they were gonna do. So that's great. I'm so glad that they got that experience. Like I said, with Edgewater, it was just hard because change of culture. There was a lot changing. And band, they were on the process of getting a new band director at that, so that didn't even make it easier. But we pushed through it.
You may begin your performance.
There's never been a case I couldn't crack until this one. We call him the Red Hand, and I've been working on it for months. And I finally figured out how he do it. And this next time, I'm gonna catch him.
And that brings us here to March, to indoor season. Like I said earlier, Winter Guard, which takes place during the winter, it's an indoor performance circuit, or indoor performance, where the color guard breaks off from the marching band and we go into our own competition circuits, where it's literally just a bunch of color guard teams competing against each other, but inside, which is why it's called indoor. Like, we call it indoor season, or indoor guard, or winter guard, which takes place in the winter season, all that fun stuff. Yeah. So that's that. Winter guard. Both my East River team and Edgewater team, they both started in November. Obviously, we go through an audition process. Who are people that we feel like deserve to be on the team, or on the team people that we feel like need improvement, and we just can't do it right now, obviously don't go on the team. With my Edgewater team, we started off with 24 kids, and as the season progressed, we are down to 12. We're down to 12. And my East River team, luckily there's two teams, there's a JV and there's a varsity. JV went from 14 to 9. Varsity, if I'm not mistaken, it's the same amount of kids. Actually, one of the varsity members got injured, and so one of the JV kids got moved up. So JV was originally 14 to 10. Then that student got moved up to varsity, so it went from 10 to 9. I forgot how many kids is on varsity. Don't quote me. I only work with JV. Anyway, I will say right now, this is just a color guard talk, so this video is not going to be too long because we're only in February. This season the March circuit just started. November, like I said, November is just really the audition process. We audition the kids, and then all the month of December is just basically getting them caught up to where we need them to be by January. Once January came, Edgewater had a camp, and so we used that camp to kind of do a lot of staging. Sorry. Hold on. I feel like I have the burp, but it's not coming. So it gave me a yawn. Good fucking shit, bro. So we had a camp the first week of January. Like, it's right there, but it's not coming. Oh my God. And like I said, we just did drilling, and just every Tuesday, Thursday was rehearsals for them. East River every Monday, Thursday was rehearsals for them. Everything was all fine and dandy. We got the drill on the floor. We got the show written-ish. And then here comes premiere. This is the scary part, right? So, FFCC, which is the Florida Federation Color Guard Circuit, is again, obviously it's a color guard organization that has like the Florida Guard, that has the color guard scene in Florida in a chokehold. They are everywhere. Once you hear the word color guard, or once you spark interest in color guard, FFCC is going to be everywhere. It's just true. They are, if I'm not mistaken, they are based in Daytona, and they run competitions in Central Florida, North Florida, and sometimes South Florida. But South Florida has their own circuit going on too, so I don't think FFCC will be down south anymore, which is okay. Yeah. So yeah, they run the color guard circuit. The color guard competition season runs from January. Competition season runs from January to March. January being premiere, competitions happen all the way up into championships, which is mid-March. This year's March 24th. Premiere for my Edgewater kids, because they are in a different class, and I told you I would get to classes like that. So let me do that right now. FFCC offers a plethora of classes, and that all just depends on skill level on where your kids are at. We have cadet class, which is a lot of middle school guards, sometimes elementary schools. Yeah, they perform in the cadet and cadet novice classes. Those are the classes that they perform in. From there, you move up to you move up to B class, or which is now called Regional A, so RA or B class, which is for a lot of beginner teams that just, that are just getting into color guard. They're just popping off into the circuit. They will usually start in B class or RA. That is, when I was in high school, all 4 years we were in B class, which is nothing bad. That's just where we were. That's how our skill levels, as a team, our skill level was a B class team. So that's why we were in B class. From B class, you get moved up to Triple A, which is, again, it's a more advanced guard, not too advanced. You're just right above B class. From Triple A, you move up to Double A, and then from Double A, you move up to, there's two. You move up to Scholastic A. Scholastic A is all the A, like the A team guards that are attached to a school. So any high school, or can I say universities? I want to say universities too. Any high school or university that is legally attached to a school will perform in Scholastic A. Scholastic A is the top out of the A classes. Triple A, Double A, and A class, that is the top that you can go for A class. And then the second A class is Independent A, which is, again, independent. An independent team is a team that is not legally attached to the school. They're running their own, program, which is where my team Horizon was. They were Independent A. From Independent A, you go on to Open. You go on to Scholastic Open and Independent Open. Again, the Open class is higher than Scholastic A, or Scholastic than A class. You have Scholastic Open, which is super advanced team, legally attached to a school, and then you have Independent Open, which is super advanced team running their own program. Then from open class, you have world class, which is the highest you can go, the top, tippity top. Scholastic World, again, is a school or a team attached to a school. Independent World is a team running their own program. Highest you can go, you can't go any higher than that. Absolutely not. Can't go any higher. I'm so sorry. Yeah, can't go any higher than that. Which is, it's cool. It's super cool. Open class team, independent. A teams, open teams, and world teams are like some of their shows are the best shows like ever. It's amazing. Now, jumping back to Edgewater, they are performing in the AAA class, which is because they've had a guard before. Their guard was advanced enough to be in AAA, but not experienced enough to be in any of the higher classes. So they're AAA. So this team is in AAA right now. They went to Premier, and they ate. Therefore, a lot of them, it is their first time spinning. So yeah, my Edgewater class, they ate. They went in. It was a late day. I'm so sorry. It was a late day. They didn't perform till 8. So we've had the kids since 11. The reason why is because, again, it was their first competition. We wanted to get all the jitters out. We want to make sure they felt comfortable with their show, with their run. So we had a call time 11, and from 11 to like 1 o'clock, we just rehearsed. We rehearsed. We did a full run, 4 runs of the show. We added some things, tweaked some things, but we did a lot of cleaning. Cleaning is where basically you just make sure everything is where it needs to be. Make sure that the counts are clean and the choreo's clean. Everybody looks nice. That's what cleaning really is. Okay. So that's what cleaning really is. So that's what cleaning really is. It's just making sure that the show is clean and the kids feel comfortable. We did that. From there, after 1 o'clock, we had a parent show. The parents came. We did 2 run-throughs so the parents can see what their kids have been working on for the past 2-3 months. From there, we packed up everything, loaded everything, and we headed off to DeLand High School. DeLand High School is where the premiere was. We got there, we unpacked, and we put our stuff to the side, and we went to go watch some shows. And there was some really good shows. It was honestly nice to see, other guards perform. Again, especially like I said before, a lot of these kids are new. Out of the 12 kids we have, none of them, or a few of them has touched the flag. 3 of them did indoor season last year. And then the other 2 kids just did marching season this year. And that was their first year touching a flag. So this is their second season spinning. So it was honestly nice just to have that, especially since we're looking at a full season. Last year, those 3 kids didn't get a full season because they just didn't have a really reliable team. People kept dropping, and in order to perform, in order to have a full one guard season, you have to at least have 5 kids in the 5 kids on the team to be in the circuit. You can't do that when you have 2 kids, So this would be their first full season, and one of them is a senior, so she definitely needed this. So yeah, like I said, it was honestly really nice just to have all the other kids, or to see the other teams, and like, hey guys, this is what color guard really is. Like, what you did in marching season is great and all, but there's just so much that happens in marching season. It's just kind of hard to touch base on anything, and everything moves so fast because we're on the band schedule. So everything moves so fast. It's like the kids don't get a time to really embrace what color guard is, which is where the indoor season come in, because not only are you just performing with other color guards, you are literally surrounded by other color guard teams. You have no choice but to be around other color guards. And it's nice to see what they work on and how they work on, what show they're doing, and just to build that relationship. Literally, in FFCC and the indoor circuit is a family. You'd be surprised how many people I've met at competitions, and now I follow you on Instagram. Like, oh my gosh, I see you spinning, I'm gonna follow you. That's literally what this is. And there's some people I've met and I still talk to this day from, just meeting at competitions. Like, hey, I may not hold full conversation with them, but I still talk to them, here now and then. So after we got there, after they watched some teams, we took them to go warm up. We did a little across the floors. Across the floors is basically a movement exercise that you just take literally across the floor. Whether it's you doing a 8 count, an 8 count dance repeatedly, that's what an across the floor is. We did across the floors. We warmed up their hands. We went in the warm up. We did a little more flag stuff, and then they went on. We went on, put the show on. They only have a minute of the show. They killed that minute. For their first performance, they did phenomenal. For their first performance, they did phenomenal. And I'm not being biased, as in, oh, that's my team, so they have to do phenomenal. No, because if they did bad, I would say they did terrible. I would tell you right now, they did terrible. I don't care if this is on YouTube. They did terrible. But no, they did a good job. Sadly, there was just some other teams that just had more on the floor than we did, or had a lot of, their stuff was just cleaner, or they just had more on the floor. So the kids didn't place high. I forgot what they placed. I want to say it was it 7? I don't remember. I don't feel like looking at it right now. But they didn't place super high, which is fine. Again, it's premiere. I honestly expect them to have a worse run than what they did, but they had a better run. Once we get more on the floor, once we get our new tarp, our new flags, and our uniforms, they're bound to place higher. So that was really cool. And of course, I will insert the video, or their premiere video, right here. It's here. Like, moving on to my East River kids, their premiere was literally the weekend right after Edgewater, so that's cool. Only because they were in a higher class. My East River kids are in AA. Yeah, my East River kids are in AA, and so AA was held the weekend after AAA, B class, and cadet class. Yeah. This is my first time seeing their show because I've been working with the East River JV team. So this is my first time seeing the varsity show, and their show is about the connection between people. How we influence people just by being there, being around, all that fun stuff. And when I seen it, I thought it was beautiful. There was some really great moments in the show. And again, I think they did really good for their first show. There was still some uncertainties there, and the judges gave them 10th place. Did I say that right? Yeah, the judges gave them 10th place. But it's okay because they had a good run. And which is, again, it's premiere. Other teams have more stuff on the floor than we did. That's fine because we're obviously building the show. So that's the cool part.
The connection between you and I. The FFCC is proud to present East River High School. Ladies and gentlemen, East River High School.
And then, I'm also spinning this season. I joined a team called Endeavor. They are a team based out of Jacksonville. So I'm spinning with them this season. My premiere was also, actually last Saturday. Last Saturday was East River's premiere and my premiere. So I was very excited for it until I got on the floor and I kind of psyched myself out. And I will say we had a decent run, but it wasn't our best. We've had better runs. This one wasn't our best. We really just got in our heads and we kind of blew up. Yeah, it wasn't our best run, and we got 5th. Again, because other teams had more stuff on the floor than we did. Granted, we had a full show, and we had all of our features together. We had all of our features there. But when you have a 5-minute show, and it's 1 minute of actual stuff, another minute blank. 1 minute of actual stuff, another minute blank. 1 minute of actual stuff. It's intrigued, unintrigued. Intrigued, not interested anymore. Oh, nice finale. You feel me? Versus other teams where They had 1 minute on the floor, but they were doing something constantly for that whole minute, and it was clean. So that's why we got that. But it's okay. I'll insert the video here so you guys can see it.
The flags except for this. Except for the center one? Okay, whatever.
Here's for your life. Why did it say goodbye?
No. I'm gonna have one for Fred.
So I will say that out of all three of my teams, none of my teams did the best, but of course we are still going in, we are still building. The 11th is the next competition for Endeavor, next competition for East River, next competition for Edgewater, as well as it's JV's premiere. JV is not spinning on the circuit, they are doing solo and ensemble, which is another MPA type assessment. Oh my god, please hold. It's another MPA kind of assessment, so that's what JV is doing, and their show is on the 11th too. So that'll be exciting. Sadly, I won't be there for this because I have my own competition. I'll be there in spirit. I do love them kids. So yeah, and as of right now, the rest of the season is just going. We have February to get through. We have because I can't speak for all my teams, but we have February to get through. We have the beginning of March, and then we have championships, and then that's the end of the season. So that's very exciting. Yeah, that's very exciting, and I can't wait for these kids to. I can't wait for my Edgewater kids to experience a full season from literally auditions to premiere to championships. When we're at Daytona and at the beach and all that fun stuff. Same thing with my East River kids. My East River kids obviously know the deal, but it's super exciting for them. And me, like this is my last season. I age out. Age out for independent teams is 22. It's 22, 23, depending on when you turn. I turned 22 this year. I turned 22 in December. My birthday was the day after Christmas, so I turned 22 in December. And so I wouldn't be able to march again this year. Unless I do a world team, which I don't know if I want to do all that. I'm really spinning Endeavor because I just miss performing and I miss spinning. And my Endeavor team, they all understand that. They're all like, yeah, no, we just miss spinning too. We just want to get out here and spin. You know, F it if we don't medal. F it if we don't win. We just want to have a good time. Obviously, we want to win, but we also really just want to have a good time. So, like, we're putting in the work as if we want to win, but if we don't, we don't. And that's fine. We just want to have a good time. And, you know, like I said, we just all miss spinning. You know, once you're teaching, it's like, oh my God, I miss this stuff. So, yeah. Like I said, this is going to be a short video, or this is going to be a short one because I really just needed to catch up. I really wanted this episode 3 to kind of be a mental health episode, or just it was supposed to be a different episode, but the person I wanted to have come on wasn't available, and I couldn't get them to come on, so that's one reason why it fell back a week. But I'm trying to catch up, and hopefully I can get more people on, have like a better setup, and have more people on. I had to pack up my whole stuff, and I had to bring it to work today, and I forgot my soundboard, which fucking blows my mind, bro, because I took it out of my room, put it on the table, took everything else but the soundboard. I even have the mic in the car, no soundboard. So you see I'm using my lavaliers because I don't have the soundboard to use the actual mic. But now that I think about it, this just might be a nice little portable set anyway, for when I need to do stuff at work. You feel me? So, but of course, as always, we would like to sign out. Oh, should I do that? I'm not gonna do that. I will say, follow the Micah Show on Instagram because of course it is Black History Month, and I would like to do a nice little tribute. I'm call it 28 Days of Black, and just every day there's just gonna be some, you know, something new, whether it's a Black-owned business. So yeah, follow me on Instagram. I want to do the 28 Days of Black, and I just want to highlight some form of. I want to highlight just blackness, black excellence, whether it be in a person or a business or a company, whatever the case may be. I really just want to highlight it, just give them a shout out, especially because of course, Black history, we acknowledge everybody, you know, in history. Martin Luther King, Maya Angelou, Malcolm X, Nelson Mandela, Oprah, you know, people like that. We celebrate a lot of people that have made differences, or that have, like Zora Neale Hurston, like people like that. We celebrate a lot of people that have, I guess, made a staple in history, and that's fine, that's cool. But you know, there are some people living right now that are currently stapling their name in history, whether it's a black-owned business. You know, if it's a black-owned business, you probably bought something from them. They've stapled something. They've stapled their business in your mind. It's part of your history now. You know, they have a carbon footprint somewhere, or whether it's, you know, an actor that is doing something. For example, Angelica Ross, who is a trans advocate, and she started her own, you know, computer software company for trans people. Like, come on now, people like that are doing stuff right now in the present that affect our current life. I think they deserve recognition too, as well. So that'll be on Instagram. But that is it, guys. Thank you for tuning in to this like 40 minute episode. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I will try to get episode 4 and 5 out hopefully this week. We'll just see. We'll see how things goes. We'll just see how things goes. Thank you guys. Signing out. English is hard. Thank you guys. I'm signing out. But of course, as always, here is a song from my dear friend Zio, Outerspace.
Looking up at you, it's a beautiful view. Stars are burning so bright. Its reflections in our eyes. The moon takes me by the hand, telling me to leave all this fear on land. I wanna take a leap without gravity. One small step for a girl, one giant leap for my inner world. Never thought I'd write it loud. Who would've thought I'd be riding this high? I'm spelling my name in the stars. Never thought I'd find my answers in the dark. I wanna go to outer space, 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 space. I wanna leave this place, space, space. I don't care how long it takes, space, space. Fear don't make me late, space, space, space. I wanna go to ride, taking chances till it feels right. All constellations change my frustrations. There's something in the atmosphere. It's calling me, whispering a message in my ear. Never thought I'd touch the sky. Who would have thought it'd be bright in cloud nine? I'm breaking through the stratosphere. Still got more layers to go, but new beginnings start.